Welcome back to another episode of the Katrina Johnson Show. So happy to have you with me today. Remember to subscribe, share the podcast, leave comments. I would love to hear from you guys. Also, you can follow me online at katrinajohnson.online or on Instagram at I am Katrina Johnson. I thank you again for joining me, and let's get into the show. Thank you for joining me for another episode of the Katrina Johnson Show. I am so excited and grateful as usual to have you with me. I want to talk a little bit today about life in general and how important it is to keep growing. And what I mean by that is I am big on growth mindset. To have a growth mindset means you're constantly learning. You're not just putting yourself in a box, but you are expanding your horizons. You're learning. You're constantly engaging with others and discovering just the different things in life that maybe you were not aware of. You're constantly looking to improve and better yourself. I think some people get to a point in life where they think that, okay, I've worked on my life, I've done this, I've done that, I can just kick back and just chill right now. And that's okay to a certain extent, but I think there's got to be a desire to always expand your horizons, just learn a little bit more. I think as long as we're living, as long as we're alive, there's always something new to discover. There's always an opportunity for growth. So if you're one of the people that are fortunate to be retired, I think that's awesome. And yes, you should enjoy life and you should experience the joys and the fruit of your labor. However, I don't think you should get to a point where you're not enjoying life on the other side, meaning exploring and learning the things that would just advance you as a person. Because some people retire and they just, you've heard the saying, just then sit on the porch and just rock away for the rest of their life, I think exploring and just constantly learning is very important. And it's just something that has been very helpful to me. Just learning, exploring. If you've got the opportunity to travel, do so. Just don't toss in the towel in the way of feeling like you don't have anything else to offer the world, or, that you just have nothing else to do, and then you might be in a situation where no, you're not in that retirement stage, but you're still working, or you are in school, or what have you. The point I'm trying to bring across is constantly grow, constantly seek knowledge, constantly look to improve yourself. That is key. There's always something to learn. There's always someone out there with a little more knowledge than you have. So surrounding yourself with people who have done things, surrounding yourself with people who may be more advanced than you is very important. It's important not to be stagnant. At least to me it is. I enjoy speaking to people who have experienced life in a different way than I have, who have, wisdom and knowledge that, they can share with me, and that there are things I can share with others. And I think just connecting with people and, again, keeping that open mind to learn more and do more, and don't think that we have it all figured out on our own is part of life. And I think it makes for a growth mindset and a healthy way of being. So I just wanted to encourage you. This is a very, very short podcast, but I just want to encourage you that there is so much to learn. We never learn everything. I mean, we don't reach a point in our life where we've achieved it all. As you know, the world constantly evolves and elevates in terms of technology. If you think back to when there was the way to communicate was telegraph. Then the telephone came along, landlines, and some of the newer generations now, the kids of now that are just, being born and, they don't even know what a landline is. We are constantly evolving. We have automobiles that will drive the driver rather than the driver drive the vehicle, So there's constant evolving in life, and technology is just booming. And so that's just a clear example of the growth mindset and keeping yourself in a position of learning and advancing. We are constantly in a world of advancement, and there's so much here. There's so much abundance that if we could just tap into that. But the way you do that is you continue to learn. You don't ever stop learning and growing in the areas of, I just say in life in general. You learn on a spiritual tip. You learn, on an educational tip. You're just always learning. If you work a 9 to 5 every day, things change. You're constantly learning. If anything, the pandemic has taught us to be more flexible, to adapt to change. And with that, a lot of people couldn't. It really affected a lot of people in a lot of ways. I believe it affected all of us. However, resiliency is very important in learning, adapting, and just going with change in general. You have to have that resiliency. And so I just want to again encourage you to never stop learning and growing in life. And it may be tough sometimes. You may feel like, this is just more than I can bear. But believe me, if you don't give up and you just keep yourself in that frame of mind that you can do it, you will do it, whatever it is. I'm just big on keeping yourself in the frame of mind of growth. And you can't go any further than what you allow yourself to. So a lot of it has to do with pushing yourself past that comfort zone, past that area where you're just, okay, this is great. I love it right here. If you want to do more and have more in life, you got to have that growth mindset, and you have to have that belief and faith that you can do whatever you want to do. But you can't do it by being stagnant and closing the door to opportunities and growth. I hope that blessed someone. And as always, stay inspired. Let's keep the conversation going by emailing me at katrina@katrinajohnson.online. That's katrina@katrinajohnson.online. So grateful that you joined me on this episode. Remember, information plus inspiration equals transformation. And until next time, stay inspired.